Getting started with the exercise for the wheel rim. This is going to be in millimeters and kilograms. Go ahead and start a new sketch in the front plane and make this outline. Let's get started. We'll call it wheel sample part. Set my workspace units. Millimeters, kilograms, accepted, sketch, front plane. Hit the N key. Okay, we're essentially going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 concentric circles, pie-shaped wedge evenly distributed around that construction line. Circle tool, start the origin, smallest circle. Oops, messed that up. I didn't click on the origin. Origin. Little mouse weirding out on me here. There's the second one. Here comes the third one. And the fourth one. It's 4. If I said 5 before, that was wrong. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and grab my line tool, construction. Come from the uppermost circle, outermost circle, down to the origin. Drop that line. Should have been construction. It didn't pick it, so I'm going to grab it real quick and change it into construction. I'm going to grab my line tool again and start out in the innermost or second circle, down. Again, apparently I selected that. I don't want it. I'm going to go ahead and grab my line tool again. Go back out here. Exit my line tool, and I'm going to use this relationship right here, symmetric. Click on the symmetric, and I'm going to grab all 3 of these entities, and it distributes them. Okay, let's do our dimensions. Got my dimension tool chosen. Start with the biggest to the smallest, 500 on the outside. Zooms out, I'll zoom back. This will be 475. This next one's going to be 400. Inner one is going to be 150. Dimensioning from one non-parallel line to the next non-parallel line should result in, let me escape out of that, should result in an angular dimension. So we'll try that again. From here to here, drop it 30 degrees. Looks something like that. We're going to rename this. Click on the pencil icon. We're going to call it main sketch. I'll go ahead and do a mid-plane extrusion. So there's our sketch. Click on the extrude button. And we are going to want to go and change this. It's new, solid, but instead of blind, we're going to go symmetric. And then we're going to choose both the outer ring and that next ring in. There we go. So I've got both of those. Distance, 150. Makes a new part right down there. Now we're going to extrude out this middle portion. Let's make that sketch viewable again. Main sketch is viewable. And now I'm going to do another extrusion. Again, symmetric. Distance is going to be 200. And the region is going to be this midpoint right here. Now we need to choose both the midpoint or the middle portion here. I grabbed the wrong thing, so let me clear that out. I want to grab this right there, that wedge, and that shape right there. So 200 symmetric. Except now I'm going to go ahead and hide some of my planes so it's a little easier to see. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to extrude out this middle section right here. And that'll make a spoke. We want to add that to both of these to make a single part. Okay, so we're going to solid add blind, 25 millimeters, wheel rim in the second part. So we're going to extrude. I want to choose this region. This bottom region is a little tough to pick. Sorry, that one just dropped for some reason. So we've got both regions. 25 millimeters. Add. Merge scope. Come down here and pick the wheel rim and the part. They'll merge into one part. Next up, we're going to draft that back. So we're going to select this face to draft at 15 degrees. Draft feature. Neutral plane is going to be the face on top. And then the two edges that were two sides we're going to draft are the right and left sides. Now you can flip this back and forth. Draft angle is going to be 15. And now you can flip it back and forth. You can see which way it goes. That's the appropriate way. We want it to flare out. Accept it. Next, we're going to mirror the feature that we just made, and we're going to mirror that extrude and the draft. So we'll grab our mirror feature. It asks which entities, and the entities we can pick from right here. Extrude 3. Highlight that, and it's not a part mirror, it's a feature mirror, sorry. Grab my extrude 3, my draft 1. The mirror plane is going to be this back face right here. Now honestly, we could also make that the center plane that runs through the part right here too as well, this plane right there. Hit the check mark. Now you'll see I've got it on both sides. Next up, we're going to apply a fillet, and we're going to basically go all the way around the spoke. So we're going to go around the spoke here with a fillet. 2 millimeters. So grab our fillet tool, 2 millimeters. And we choose our entities. Click on this entity, and similarly on the other side. That will fillet it all the way around. Accept it. So you can see the fillet. Applies all the way around the part. Next up is the pattern, circular pattern of the feature. So what we're going to do is we're going to select this center as the axis to revolve around, or circular pattern around. And we're going to do 5 instances. That includes the seed pattern for a total of 5 spokes. Let's do it. So we're going to go ahead and grab our circular pattern that resides right up here. Linear and circular. It's probably on linear for you right now. And the first thing we're going to do is we are going to choose the entities. And the entities that we're going to choose here, we're patterning a feature, not a part. And the features we're going to pattern, we can pick right off of here, are going to be the extrude, draft, the mirror, and the fillet. Axis of pattern, we're going to go around this edge right there. And that did not pick that, so let me go back and pick that again. There's my axis of pattern. And the number of instances are going to be 5, equally spaced. Hit the check mark to accept it. Next up, we're going to do a new sketch, and that sketch is going to be this sketch right here on the face of the hub. So 2 circles, solid, construction, construction line. So I'll start a sketch on this surface just by clicking on it. Grab my circle tool, coincident with the origin, pull it out. That one's going to be solid. Grab a second circle, click to drop, pull it out. That one is going to be construction. So I'm going to go ahead and choose my construction entity, get rid of my circle, and click on that to make it construction. Construction line now. Choose a construction line. Both of those are active. I'm going to come from the straight up position here, straight down to the origin. Let's apply some dimensions to this. First dimension is going to be the outer circle, 90. Inner circle, 35. And we're going to rename this as the bolt circle. Hit the check mark to exit the sketch. Now we're going to use this first circle to cut a hole through the part. So what we're going to do is select our extrude, and we're going to choose remove the solid. Now the depth is going to be through all, so we're going to go all the way through the hub. And the face we're going to choose is this little circle right there. You should see as it forms a hole through there as soon as we pick it. There, I've picked it. Let me get rid of that and clear that hole. That's right. It's that one right there. There we go. And accept it. We're going to use the hole feature now, and what we're going to do is we're going to make a hole, and then we'll pattern the hole. So the hole is going to be a counterbore, ISO, clearance, M10, normal. Hole. Counterbore. Through. Custom, we're going to go ISO, clearance, M10, and it should set it up for the correct dimensions, but that actually didn't, so I'm going to go ahead and select, no, 11, 17.25, and 10. That looks good. So now we want to choose the sketch. The sketch we're going to use here is this bolt circle sketch, so I'll make that show, zoom in, and I'm going to pick that point. There's my hole. Hit the check mark. Next up, we're going to pattern. Come around that outer rim again, or outer hub, with 5 holes patterned. Same drill, circular pattern. I want to pattern a feature, not a part. The axis of the pattern is going to be that rim circle. The features that I'm going to pattern, I can click right here and select the hole. I guess I got to reselect that axis again. And then I want 5 equally spaced. Okay, now what I'm going to do is hide some of these excess sketches. So the bolt circle sketch, I'm going to hide that. I'm going to leave the main sketch going. I've still got my planes hidden. We're going to use this main sketch now, and what we're going to do is we're going to cut out the middle of this rim, and you remember that's that inner or outermost 2 rings on the sketch, and we're going to start from the middle and work out towards this face, offset by 20 millimeters, and then work out this way, offset by 20 millimeters. Let's do it. So extrude, except we're going to remove, and we're going to go ahead and choose the circle. Now this may be a little tricky. I'm going to look at the front view of it, and I'm going to select that front view. So I rotated my model a little bit to make it a little easier to find that the ring, and you'll see the rings right there. If I highlight and click on the main sketch, it'll show the main sketch, and now I can pick that off pretty easily. There's the face of the main sketch. So that's what I'm going to cut out. And now instead of blind, we're going to select up to a face. I'm going to tell it which face, and now I'm going to tell it to offset a distance of 20. Now the second end position, going the other way, is going to be up to a face. I'm going to roll the part over here, and offset from that 20 millimeters. So there you have your cut. 20 millimeters offset from each side. Hit the check mark. So now what we can do is we can remove the view of that main sketch. Go ahead and hide that again. Cleaned up the wheel a little bit. And we're going to apply a chamfer to the edges. And the chamfer is going to go around all the edges on the front. So 1, 2 there, 3, 4 on the back, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we want this chamfer tool right here, 8 millimeters. Equal distance. And I'm going to come along here and pick off this edge. So I'm going to go for this edge right here. This edge. That edge. And the inside edge right here. I want to take that one. Okay, looks pretty good. I'll pick that edge and that edge. I'll accept it. Let's take a quick look at it and see. That looks pretty good. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. The same thing repeated on the other side. So there's your parts. Back view, rotating around to the front view. We're going to now do a fillet, 5 millimeter fillet. That's going to go around the inside edge of the rim. Now what we're going to do is apply a material here, and we're going to make it 1060. Assign material, choose it, type in 1060. There it pops up, accept it. Last thing you got to do, hit your mask properties down here and check it. And there you have it. Thanks for watching.